Hello Virgo, welcome to Intuitive Garden Tarot. Welcome back if you're returning. My name is Nicole. I'm going to be doing a general reading for the Virgo Collective, looking at the energies around Virgo for the second half of May 2025. And we're using the Ethereal Visions deck. This is the deck that wanted to deliver your message today. Also remember to check out the weekly energy forecast for this week as well if you're tuning in the week of May 19th. Okay, Virgo, we have the Ace of Swords, the Three of Swords, the High Priestess, King of Pentacles, the Empress, Ten of Cups, and the Strength card. Interesting mix. This is similar to the Capricorn reading. Maybe some of you have Capricorn in your chart, or a rising moon, sun, whatever, depending on who's watching, if you're cross-watching or if you're a Virgo sun. All right, let's start off with the Ace of Swords, Virgo. So this is some kind of major truth, big communication, and I'm hearing something mishandled actually. He's holding on the blade instead of the handle. I think it's called a scathe, I don't know, of a real sword. So I'm hearing mishandled. So maybe you've mishandled a communication, maybe you've been mishandled in a communication, both. But there's a sharp communication here, and I'm seeing it that way because it's followed by the Three of Swords, which is evident by the image here of something really painful, something heart-wounding. Maybe you've said or been told or heard some things that were very sharp and very painful. It could be just an understanding too. Swords are about thoughts and words, the dialogue we have inside ourselves. So it might not be something external. You might be speaking to yourself or communicating to yourself very harshly right now. Ew, and I'm just getting quivers in my solar plexus. So that's probably true for some of you or a lot of you, and I understand Virgo. As a Virgo, we're very critical, and of course you're most critical of yourselves. Yep. I'm going to try to talk you out of it because I understand. Let's look at what's in the background here for you, Virgo. We have the High Priestess. She is a particularly graceful, elegant High Priestess in this deck. And she is the psychic of the deck. She knows how to see beyond the 3D. She's aware of what's going on in other realms. She's very intuitive, and she's holding on to like a book of, I'm going to say, secret knowledge. Maybe you've been studying and developing your intuitive skills. Kudos if you are. Perhaps you already embody that, Virgo. She's very in touch with the cycles of the moon. And I'm getting that some of you might just be learning to communicate what your intuition is telling you, or communicate intuitively, perhaps even telepathically. Wow. Fun. At the heart of the reading, we have the King of Pentacles. He's very successful in the physical world, in the financial world. He's solid, he's grounded, and he knows how to manifest and produce what he needs in life. There are two clusters of grapes, one on either side of his throne, and I'm just really seeing a lot of abundance And again, that's at the heart of your reading, and this is a physical abundance, so you might be feeling very well in your physical body. You might be really just getting settled in to feeling financially secure. Maybe you've established that for a long time. Maybe it's not new, but it feels very financially secure. And he's holding a magic wand. The actual word is escaping me. Maybe it's called a stylus or something like that. But I'm seeing it as a microphone, like an old school microphone. So for some of you, you might literally be making a living out of communicating to people. You might be putting together a really solid course online or in person for people. Maybe you are attending one. Maybe you are spending some money on a healing course, a motivational course, some kind of workshop or program, if you will, that might even be focused on building your business, generating more abundance. But it seems pretty solid. So if you're feeling called to that, or if you're putting that together, it feels very successful, especially followed by the Empress energy, which is such beautiful energy of lush earth woman, Virgo type energy. She is so abundant. She's fertile. She's the pregnant woman in the deck. So you might again be gestating a project or working on something or a new job or a new profession or a new career that is going to be very lush, very nurturing to yourself, very abundant. It will provide for you. Again, maybe you're already in that, maybe you're already experiencing that, as well as you'll be able to provide for others, whether it's loved ones, family, or helping others grow, heal, build their own businesses or their own abundance, anything like that. You'll know how that resonates for you, Virgo. But it's a gorgeous energy, supported by even more gorgeous energy. So this is, again, very similar to the Taurus reading. There are some sharp edges kind of in the middle of the reading, but it just goes to such a great place. So hang in there if you're feeling some of the sharpness. With the Ten of Cups, this is the happily ever after. They now have their family, their baby, under a beautiful tree of life that's supporting and protecting them. Wish come true on top of a wish come true. It's really living the dream, and it may not be to have a family. It's whatever your dream is, whatever feels like you finally arrived at something you've been planning for a while or something you'd always hoped or dreamed of. It's taking form. It could be an actual relationship. It could be that you're coming together, you're with the right person, you're growing your family, planning a pregnancy, in a pregnancy, just gave birth, something like that. And the Strength card is strong energy. It's about really being on top of your game, really being in the flow, taming your inner beast. And for some of you, I'm literally seeing and hearing, sorry, I've been there. If you do have a baby right now that you're currently nurturing, I'm seeing in her face, I'm trying to get it more, there it is on camera. She looks a little tired because she's giving a lot of caretaking to this very energetic beast that she has to wield and reel in every day. My son, I can say for sure, was and still is full of energy, but he was so much energy, and it was draining, and it was hard to take care of myself. Yeah, so some of you might be feeling that. And I'm seeing that tiny infinity loop above her head, and it's just reminding you to, I'm saying it with such empathy, this is for the viewers that fall into this category, I know that's not all of you, to remember yourself and to remember to tap into the energy from above. Don't forget, there's a whole world of angels, spirits, guides. Make sure that they're aligned with your best and highest good. God, saints, Jesus, Buddha, whatever ascended masters might resonate with you. Don't forget to stay connected with them, even if it's just once in a great while. That's why I'm seeing it so small. Like, yeah, I do that when I can. Yes, do it when you can, even if it's for a minute, because a mother's energy is so, especially with a young baby or an infant or small children, there's so much of that energy goes out that it's just like a river streaming downhill is how I'm seeing it. And remember to get that energy from above instead of just bleeding out all your energy. That's one way to replenish it, by even just asking for help and rejuvenation. As simple as that sounds, it's actually quite effective. And for those of you who aren't nurturing and nourishing an infant or a baby or a small child right now, this again is about tending to your garden, your creation, your project, and it's a big one. Raising a child is a big deal. Everyone says it's the toughest job in the world, being a parent. If you're creating a project or a course or working through a course and doing the work of a detailed or learning structure, some kind of learning program, it's something to manage. You kind of have to contain it and reel it in sometimes. It might seem like it can just run all over the place. So there's a little bit of a nod to that aspect of making sure that you're staying in relationship to your own energy and not letting the project overwhelm you, or the situation or the child or the family overwhelm you. Let's get some more energy advice on that strength card, because I feel like we need some details. And I was drawn right away to the gold foil tarot deck. So let's clarify the strength card for Virgo. Okay, Six of Swords, Six of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Nice. I'm going to show you these images so you can tune in with your own intuition. Well, one at a time. They're very shiny. The Six of Swords is about moving out of troubled waters, moving into a place of calm, clarity. Swords, again, are mental energy. It can literally be about moving to another location physically. It's not always just mental. Perhaps even traveling or being on or around water. But because there's what looks like a mother and child being taken somewhere by this gondolier to a safe place, again, there's quite a nod to that whole family energy, or again, the child could be your project, your baby, something you're nurturing in yourself. It could be your inner child as well. Might need some peace, some calm if things have been a little bumpy. And this also, the Six of Cups, is a reference to the inner child energy. It's a card of nostalgia, of connecting, helping others, giving somebody a helping hand, working with children. It's a very loving card, and it's about sharing love and guidance in a way that lifts others up. And lastly, with the Page of Swords, this is about coming out with a truth, sometimes a harsh truth. I often think of how children communicate. Speaking of children, there's so much childhood energy in this reading. You know, they're very blunt, and they say it like they see it without thinking about filters, or am I saying this harshly, or will this be hurtful to someone? So some of you might need to refine or clear up some communication you've had about children or with children. And smooth something over that maybe was hurtful or harsh. And back to the theme of the Six of Cups, that isn't about children. Like I said, this is a soulmate energy. This could be an adult partner of yours, or friendship, or something that isn't about children, but somebody that you're very close to, that feels very familiar to you. Maybe, again, there needs to be a clearing up of a communication or a misunderstanding, I'm hearing as well. And in doing so, it's really going to smooth things over. And I keep seeing this lion's expression. He looks disgruntled. Like he's tame, he's not bucking, you know, trying to get free. He's letting this woman, you know, pet him. But he seems a little hurt. So maybe your feelings are hurt and they can be cleared up with a communication. Maybe you've hurt someone's feelings and it can be cleared up with a communication. The energy of, you know, these minor arcana cards supporting that strength card just basically says it's doesn't seem like it's a really big deal, honestly. Like it's something that can be easily fixed or resolved or repaired. So Virgo, I hope that was helpful for you. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you may do so by going to intuitivegardentarot.org, and you can book a session with me there. This is a general reading, so just take the parts that resonate and leave the rest behind. That means that those other parts of the reading were for other people. When I read for a general group, I'm just kind of like fishing with a big net, and it scoops up everything that's in that energy field. And some of those details just might not be for you, and that's okay. That's also a good reason to book your own personal session. And thank you again for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.